Hello, everybody. Okay. Okay, here's some. I just wanted to take a moment to welcome everybody to tonight's speaker event. We're happy to have Hugh with us this evening, and I'm primarily just want to do a welcome here, and I'm going to turn it over to Hugh, who will be with us for the next hour. And we're just feel very lucky to have Hugh with us. Some of you I know in the audience, we have alumni here. In a moment I'm going to ask you to identify yourselves, but you may well remember Hugh from your own experience, and maybe have some great stories that you still remember. And we've been welcoming Hugh back for some years with the cohorts, and it's been a real pleasure and great learning opportunity. And OSR 15 has been working with Hugh the last couple of days, so they've had some great experiences with him. Before I I wish I could have been more of a fly on the wall, but I had some other things going on. I told you that I would just give him a sense of who's in the room, and it's always fun for us to sort of identify who's around here, in part for you, but also so that we can make some connections and know, so I know that if there are prospective students, or if a prospective student is here who wants to talk to an alumni, that sort of helps make those connections. So will you help me with that, and just let me know if you are an alumni of OSR. Okay, we've got a great alumni turnout, and I'm also. How about any prospective students, people who are considering the graduate program? Okay, welcome. And we've got some alumni for you to talk to. And so after this is over, it'd be great to connect with some alumni and faculty that are here. The faculty in the room, if you would identify yourselves. Bill, Rosie, Abby. Any former faculty here tonight? How about just some friends and community members of OSR that are curious? I noticed that we had a few people from Seattle University signed up, so it's really great to welcome people from the greater community and a chance to share some of the visiting faculty that we have here. Am I missing anybody? Anybody in the room that I have? OSR 15. Oh, is it the current students? See, I knew it's like 2 on the list. Yeah, the current students. Yeah. Great to have you here. It's wonderful to have you, because I know that they've been working really hard the last few days. And for those who are prospective students, we meet over long weekends. And so they've been at it. I think I'm going to turn it over to Hugh and welcome you, and look forward to your storytelling and this topic that you're with us.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Good evening, everyone.
Nice.
It really is a pleasure to be here, truly. I think, as Paula said, it's probably my sixth visit. I think it's my sixth visit to work with the OSR program. It's one of the highlights of my year. And I say that in all sincerity. What I love about this program is that it's about organizational systems renewal. It's about, what I love is each time I come back, that the faculty keep thinking about how to redesign, how to adapt the program. So it's always learning. So it's wonderful to be part of that. And in some sense, to me, why I so enjoy being a participant in this program as a faculty member is that the issues they're dealing with, wrestling with, about renewal and about systems, I think are key to the issues we face globally. My interest in leadership and conflict resolution really comes from my upbringing of being born and raised in Northern Ireland. And I was brought up as a Catholic in the Catholic community. And one of the best descriptions of my experience, and it's not everyone's, but a particular community, part of the community, Catholic community that I grew up with, was I went to school with Seamus Heaney. Anyone know who? Yeah. Seamus Heaney got the Nobel Prize for poetry a number of years ago. He was a couple of years ahead of me. And I think my only claim to fame is that I dated his sister. It was only one evening. I'm not going to talk any more about it. But I thought maybe, you know, that poetic gift would rub off on me, but didn't quite. But when Bill said, you know, invited this evening just to spend an hour, he says, just I said, what we're going to talk about, just tell some stories about your life in peacemaking. I thought, what an invitation, you know? You ask an Irishman to tell some stories. So I'll just tell, you know, by way of I'll tell some stories, but I hope that they'll surface some issues, you know, and we haven't much time, but I invite you to engage in this consideration, you know, because what interests me always is how do you explain violence? You know, what's the roots of violence? And, you know, Seamus Heaney, one of his poems, the title of one of his poems was, and I say, and it captures the experience of life, means whatever you say nothing. Because I grew up, you know, probably the town I grew up in had 80% Protestant. So I became a very small minority. And my mother was a very strong Republican. You know, Republican not in the American sense, but Republican meaning, you know, fighting for Irish freedom. So she had all these songs hidden away in a cupboard. Songs like, you know, The Four Green Fields, which is a very moving song about Mother Ireland. And, you know, there are 4 provinces in Ireland. The northern one is sometimes referred to as Ulster. So the song's about these 4 green fields, and one of the fields was taken. All the four green fields were taken, but we got 3 back. You know, but there's still this 4th field that's still British. And the song is this very moving song about how this mother's, how her strong sons one day will take back the 4th field, the 4th green field. And, you know, I grew up with this stuff. Periodically, as you bring them out, we'd sing about 4 green fields and a nation once again. And then they'd go back in the cupboard. And we knew that this was inside the family. You didn't take this outside the door. Not wise. And my brother, a brother who's 3 years older than me, and we'd go to the cinema on a Saturday afternoon, the matinee performance. And at that time, as soon as the movie was over, what happened was the lights went on, and across the screen, Queen Elizabeth rode across the screen on a white horse, and they played the British anthem, you know, and all the Protestants would stand to attention, and they were all singing, you know, God save our gracious Queen, God save our love, you know. Now imagine, you're Catholic, the lights go up, and you're like, you're caught. Now it's very interesting these moments, because it's not like your parents sit you down and say, look, this is going to happen, and here's how you cope. So communities learn coping strategies. And what we learned was, you know, sometimes my brother, I'm watching my brother here, you know, and sometimes either through an act of courage or an act of madness, hard to know which it was, he would just walk out, you know, and I would follow. Now the lights are on, it's a small town, it's a small neighborhood, and these are your neighbors. And the feeling that you're insulting their culture. So we'd walk out, but you'd look at the floor, you'd make sure you weren't going to catch anyone's eyes. You'd walk fast. And as soon as we get outside the door, it was, we ran like hell to get home. Because you're terrified someone's going to feel so insulted they're going to come get you. And this is like 8, 9 years old. Stuff. Sometimes, for whatever reason, he didn't have courage or whatever. And so he would stand, and I would stand with him. Not quite to attention. You know, we put the hands in the pocket. I would shuffle a little, you know.